What's up, guys? My name is Jake, and I am the DJ and keyboard player in Beauty Slide.
My name's Gabriel, and I play trombone for Beauty Slide.
We just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about a transition that's coming up in your lives. Some of you are about to graduate high school, and the rest of you are going to be graduating at least in the next 4 years, I suppose. And we just wanted to talk to you guys about kind of what comes next, you know? So it could be anything, but I know that a lot of you guys are going to be interested in applying to colleges. And we just wanted to talk specifically about that transition, maybe the application process, and as usual, any questions that you guys have, after you see this video, or you might even just have right now, feel free to reach out to us, email, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, any way that you feel comfortable. We'll be happy to get back to you immediately. We love hearing from you guys. So, Gabe, you want to get things started?
Yeah, for sure. So, all of us went through this not too long ago, which is awesome because we all have a lot of feelings about it, and we all have a lot of friends who did the same thing too. So we've seen a lot of different paths from this transition from high school to college. So number one, which might sound obvious, and again, these are just our opinions and what we've seen works, or it's doing what it's doing for us right now. Number one, just figure out something that you absolutely love to do and try to find a place to study that thing. It sounds really simple and easy, but it can be really profound. If you're not interested in studying science, don't go to college for studying science. So likewise, for myself, when I was in high school, I was just really geeking out over classical trombone and Tchaikovsky symphonies. So after I played an all-state music festival, I just knew that I wanted to study this in school. And the two other things, and which really come after figuring out what you love the most, which I think is of the utmost importance, is choose a location that you would be interested being in. You pretty much have your choice to go anywhere in the country, maybe. There are a lot of affordable schools everywhere, and where you are is really going to affect your mood over the next 4 years. And maybe just as important as that is you found the thing that you love, so make sure this school has at least a teacher who teaches that thing that you love, and he's great or she's great. Make sure you really get along with that person. So for me, that was my studio teacher at Peabody Conservatory where I went. So Jake, maybe pick it up from there. What was your transition like?
Yeah, so I will say one thing that I think sounds a little different about what I went through than you. I was not 100% sure at all what I wanted to do when I was in high school. So like you kind of knew that trombone was it for you. Mm-hmm. When I was a senior in high school, I remember like the first school that I applied to was Columbia. And I applied to their philosophy program for existentialism. And I just like almost immediately got rejected. Like I think like a week after I sent in my application, they just sent it right back to me and they were like, not gonna be a good fit. And I was like, done, you know, I didn't want to even apply to any more schools. Because I was so sure that I was going to be a philosophy major in Columbia. And you know, if I think now about what would have happened, if I were studying philosophy in New York City, I would be miserable. You know, I would have probably after 6 months realized that I didn't love philosophy as much as I wanted, and I wanted to get into music. But anyways, you know, so I guess what I'm kind of getting at is if when I was applying, I applied for something really specific, and I was really positive that that was it for me. And in reality, I think that you should just always, at any given moment, realize that what you love most might change next week. So that was kind of, you know, what happened to me.
I think that's such a good point. And sometimes I forget that it's so specific to want to study trombone. But likewise, I had no idea that chamber music would be the love of my life, which it is right now. And Peabody afforded me the opportunity to run into a group of people that would allow me to discover that. So I think the other thing absolutely is just the community you're going to be surrounded by, you know, which partly has to do with the location and going to visit. And also that wherever you go, you're totally not locked in and you can transfer, which is another thing that a lot of people forget, but it's not the end of the world either way, and the college application process seems so dire and devastating and serious, and it's just the next 4 years of your life. Hopefully for all of us, there are many more years after that, and you'll probably change what you love to do hundreds of times.
Yes.
What you like the most, what you're passionate about, and what you're working on all the time.
Yeah, if there was, I think, one thing that I could change, looking back on my experience from the transition to high school to college, I would just have told myself at the very beginning that, you know, like, if you want to go to college, you are going to go to college. Like, that is 100% a fact. I've never met someone in my entire life
Who wanted to
go to college and didn't go to college. So you're gonna go to college. That's the first thing that you should know. And then secondly, just kind of echo what Gabe just said, it is not as big of a deal as it seems like it is. I know that it seems a lot like what you get on your next test is going to immediately determine what college you go to, which will immediately determine what job you get, which will immediately determine how happy you are for the rest of your life. But as you can look at statistics, that'll show you more than half of you are going to change your major over the course of the next 4 years. And you probably don't know exactly what you love most in the world right now, and that's okay. But whatever you do love a lot right now, that's what you should study right now.
You have to study what you like now because that's going to be the best entranceway to find out what you're going to continue to like. Might be deeper in that field. For me, it was trombone, so classical, orchestral, then chamber music, then the business side of music, all of this stuff. Really, trombone was kind of the entranceway for me to discover all these things that I love.
Totally, yeah. I think like another way to kind of say the same thing, like if you, whatever you love the most, that's the thing that you're going to be able to find the most success with. Like if you're drudging yourself to class every day because you hate studying chemistry, then you know you're never going to be the best chemist in the world. That's just kind of the reality. The people who are leading their fields love their fields 100% of the time.
And also that the scope of business and the kind of jobs that exist are going to be changing. They're changing now, and it's changing so rapidly. And what you guys end up doing might not even exist yet. And there's just no reason to not love what you're doing. You don't have to find a job that you don't look forward to doing every day. And, you know, we're on this path, both Jake and I, right now. Our band, we've created something that we really care about that's really supplementing our lives right now as income and passion. It's soul fulfilling. So, you know, Beauty Slap didn't exist before. If you asked either of us in high school, it would have been the last. To even say it was the last thing is not true because it would have been impossible for us to know that this is what we would be doing right now.
Yeah, to give you like an idea, I want to say probably over 90% of the software that I use to make Beauty Slap possible did not exist even when I started going to college.
Right.
You know, like Ableton was half of what it is today. It didn't even exist. I don't know if you remember, but when I bought our mixer, it was the first mixer
That's right.
of its genre.
Yeah.
You know, like there was nothing else that ever existed like it before. Yeah, so like a lot of the things that I would say that I'm most passionate about today, it was impossible for me to have loved 4 years ago because it didn't even exist. So just remember that there's going to be cooler things coming out in the future. Just right now, you should focus on whatever you love most.